Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Comics. I'm your host, Andre Salazar. Today, in this comic spotlight, I'm going to talk about a book I found on a quarter bin search. That's kind of what this little series is when I do the comic spotlight. It's like, what are the little obscure books you find in dollar bin comics? This is called I Want to Be Your Dog. It's by Ho Che Anderson and published by Eros Comics. Now, if you remember, Eros Comics was an imprint of Fantagraphics back in 1990, and that's when this came out. So this is right when that first started. Ho Che Anderson, African-American creator from Toronto. He did this book, and he did, there's a book just recently, 2010, called King, autobiography about Martin Luther King Jr., and I really want to get that. So I'm probably going to get that soon. I was attracted to this because of this cover. It reminds me a lot of like a Sienkiewicz. And as you guys know, I'm a huge Sienkiewicz mark. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, I got to get this just to like check out what this was. And when I flip through it, it does have kind of a little bit of a Sienkiewicz, also maybe some Chaykin, kind of Black Kiss stuff. It is mature, so beware of that. And it's not really the genre I necessarily go for. But because of the art, I was really intrigued by it, and I was like, I got to check this out. It was like $1. So 1990, if you remember, this is after Electra Assassin by Sienkiewicz, all those 80s books and stuff. And so I can kind of see, a little bit of Kyle Baker, The Spirit, The Shadow, stuff like that came out, and I can kind of see a little bit of that, potentially an influence. I just really like the kind of the cartooning and the positioning and look of this here. It's got I feel a lot of Sienkiewicz in this, but I could be wrong. You could tell the editor, of course, is Gary Groth and Kim Thompson, so names you'll be familiar with if you know Fantagraphics. And I thought this was really cool. Anyway, I only have the first issues. This is a 5-part series, and you can get the whole thing collected. It's been collected by now a couple times. So you can get those at your shops. But I just wanted to grab this and talk to you guys about it. I really like just the way this is done. I like black and white comics a lot. I like when they add things like the fumetti, and these different textures in here. I like the stark black and white. Just some really neat things, go out to bleed, starting off with like bleed almost outside of the comic coming into the story, which is kind of a cool choice. I like that a lot. I like all these old textures and added things like that they did. Again, influences of maybe things, people like Howard Chaykin and places like that. The story is about these African-American and Jewish and other kind of minorities in New York and their relationships, and a lot of it is relationships in regards to sex and intimacy, stuff like that. So we get some looks at these little like quick snippets of people's lives and what they're up to and what they're involved in and how they relate to one another and things like that. But I just really like the art. I like the line work he's doing here. I really like this this reminds me a lot of like Kyle Baker again too. I like that a lot. So I thought this was kind of a really cool book. Just the look of it. Just going to show you a few more pages. It's just a quick little guy, but I like that. Just nice, it's clean. I like the little patterns here. It's visually, simple. Something to see. Kind of check it out. I definitely would want to check out more. I like this motorcycle. I would like to see this more. He's got some great sense of design, abstract, caricature, drawing in here. And there's a lot of dialogue, so there's a lot of conversation, very humanistic kind of look at comics, which is stuff I really enjoy. So I picked this up. I thought it's really kind of cool. So just a quick little video talking about this book called I Want to Be Your Dog by Arrows Comics, now Fantagraphics. And Ho-Che, maybe just goes by Ho, maybe goes by Che. I'll call him Mr. Anderson. And good stuff. So anyway, there you go. Quick little video today. Just want to share this with you. That was kind of fun find. Really dig this watercolor look too. So thought it was cool. Stay tuned for more. Thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks for subscribing. If you want to look at some of my own comics and stuff, check out my Patreon. I got some stuff over there for free. Check it out. Thanks, guys. Bye.